Steve, you guys signed Gui today to a multi-year contract extension. Just how excited are you? What's your initial reaction to the news?
Happy for Gui and happy for us. He's been such an important player for us, but also just incredible development story, and second round pick, and spent his entire first year in Santa Cruz, and I think he was on a two-way at some point, but he's become one of our most important players, and we're all just so thrilled for him, and he's excited. It's a great day.
What is the lesson there as far as you talk about Santa Cruz and the patience and perseverance paying off when everybody wants everything at once nowadays? What can the lesson be there with Gui's story?
Well, I mean, most players, it takes time to develop. There's very few guys who come into this league ready to play and contribute. So everyone kind of has a different journey, a different pace, and you just appreciate when somebody is able to rise up from the bottom of the second round to where he is now, as a starter, as a crucial player for us. So it's a great story, but it only happens because of his intestinal fortitude, his work ethic, commitment. So it's a great day.
What's the latest on Porzingis?
He won't play today. He's sick, and so he'll be out, and we'll see about Monday. We're not sure yet.
What more can or can't you say about what he's dealing with right now?
I can't really say anything. Just it's a medical issue way beyond my my capabilities of explaining anything. So yeah, he's sick. He won't play, and we'll keep monitoring him.
Just to follow up on the radio, you said yesterday that his POTS diagnosis is misinformation. What is he dealing with right now? Related, unrelated to POTS? What is the misinformation?
It was a stupid mistake by me to talk about something that I'm not qualified to talk about. So I regretted even trying to discuss the diagnosis. That was my mistake, and I need to leave that to the professionals.
Yeah, Steve, was Gui's contract something that's been in the works for a while, or did he do this in the last 11 days, get himself signed?
I'm not exactly sure. That's really a question for Mike. I'm not focused on that stuff. But Mike and I have talked a lot this year about wanting to sign him just because of how important he is for us. So I don't know any details about the negotiations.
Gui yesterday talked about the early conversations you had with him when he asked you what he needs to do to get playing time. Do you kind of remember what he was asking in the moment and kind of how he responded?
Well, the thing that he asked early was, what do I need to do to play? And the answer was pretty simple. Play with energy, move the ball, play with energy, compete. Especially young players are going to play short burst minutes, and we just wanted him to fly around out there, and he's really well suited for that. He naturally plays with energy, but he also understands the game, and so he's kind of a half step ahead of the opponent, frequently running to an offensive board or stepping into a passing lane or making a cut. It's what makes him a really good player, is his feel and his awareness and his energy.
Steve, obviously, with no Steph tonight, everyone's robbed of the Steph versus LeBron specifically. I'm curious, in the Olympics, what did you learn about those two playing together that maybe you didn't expect between Steph and LeBron?
I just saw how much fun they had, and I didn't ask either one of them about it, but I suppose it was really nice for them to be teammates instead of going head-to-head, which they had so many times and so many high-stakes moments. And I think it's one of the best experiences, one of the best parts of that experience as Olympians. These guys who are so used to butting heads, throughout the NBA season, their whole careers, and then all of a sudden they get to be teammates and play for something together. I just sensed that they were both absolutely just thrilled to be teammates for the first time.
Hey, Coach. The Lakers are the most efficient pick and roll team in the league by points per possession. This is your first game against Luka, LeBron, and Austin together this season. What's the key in slowing down their ball screen attacks?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because, both Luka and Austin are tremendous pick and roll players and smart. They both draw fouls so well. You have to do your best to defend without fouling. That's what got us a couple weeks ago when we were in LA. Too many free throws for them in the second half, especially. So it's a matter of mixing up coverages, trying not to let them get too comfortable, trying to keep them off balance without fouling, and accepting the fact that they're both going to get their numbers because they always are.
Steve, well, another one on LeBron. You've coached him in the Olympics, coached against him all these years. He's told us that he doesn't know what he's going to do this summer in terms of retirement or continuing to play. Do you have any curiosity or investment in, how the end game is going to look for this guy who's been such a seminal figure for the league for so long?
I don't have an investment in it other than I know how good he is for the NBA, and so what's good for the NBA is good for every team. And all you have to do is go to a Laker game anywhere in the country and hear the crowd cheering for him and seeing all the LeBron jerseys. So whenever he retires, we're gonna miss him. And other than that, I don't have anything personally invested. But the relationship that we have from the Olympics means that we'll always share that together, and that's been a really nice thing because when you play against somebody all the time in the playoffs, it's you just there's a weird vibe, and then when you finally are teammates or in the same group, you just get a much different perspective, and it's I think there's just always going to be for me a sense of gratitude for. The way he led that Olympic team.
One more Gui question. I don't have the numbers, but it definitely looks like he's been driving more, or at least getting to the rim and not passing out. Has that been an emphasis for anybody on him or anybody on the whole team? That's not something this team has done a lot, but maybe a little more recently. And specifically to him, just go if you've got it, and you don't have to make it every time, but just go attack the rim a little bit more.
Well, yeah, I think with Jimmy out, I think there was a void there in terms of having someone capable of getting the ball into the paint and either scoring or distributing. And Guy's pretty good at that. He's been probably our best shot creator of late. Just in terms of. Finding something out of nothing, and he does it in multiple ways. He can do it in a one-on-one situation with a live dribble. He can do it with a cut where he catches a pass. But without Jimmy, Gui really has seized the opportunity, the minutes that we've given him, but also the role within the offense because of that void that Jimmy left.
Steve, going up against Austin Reaves the last handful of years, how have you seen him evolve as a player, becoming a more prominent part of this operation for
coaching him in the World Cup in 23 was an easy glimpse at, man, this guy is really something. All-star player, and very few players have the ability to do what he does off the dribble. Drawing fouls, getting to the paint, shooting threes on pull-ups. So he's a really, really clever player, and it feels like, from a few years ago, from then when I coached him and those early moments for him where he was emerging, it feels like he has fully blossomed. And it just, you can tell he feels it, and you can tell his teammates feel it too.